This is Telesur English. In the latest from Gaza, just hours after Israel called off a unilateral ceasefire on Sunday morning, Hamas announced its own ceasefire. Hamas said it would halt fighting for 24 hours ahead of the festival of Eid al-Fitr. Hamas previously rejected Israel's ceasefire, saying Israeli troops remaining in Gaza would impede humanitarian operations. Israel called off its own ceasefire after one of its soldiers was killed by rocket fire.
Yes, several Hamas officials went on local radios and local TVs and confirmed that the announcement of a 24 hours ceasefire and that they do want a truce. And this comes after a pressure from people on the ground, because today is the last day in the Islamic holy month Ramadan, and tomorrow is the first day of the Islamic holiday Eid al-Fitr. So the people on the ground want to live at least these holidays, these Islamic holidays in peace. Now, right now, it's over 2 p.m. We did not hear or no eyewitnesses confirmed that there were any Palestinian rockets that were fired from Gaza. But there has been several Israeli attacks on the Gaza Strip. Only in the past 3 hours, at least 10 Palestinians were reported killed in different Israeli airstrikes on the Gaza Strip. Most of them targeted densely populated areas like in northern Shijaiya, in a garden in northern Shijaiya, or Shuruk building, which is full of media agencies, offices. So for now, the Palestinian death toll only in the past 4 hours is at least 10 Palestinians, and 20 other were reported injured.
Across the world, protests against Israel's assault on Gaza are continuing. On Saturday, over 4,000 French protesters defied a ban on pro-Palestinian rallies, marching through Paris to condemn the Israeli offensive. But by early evening, police had used tear gas to disperse demonstrators, some of which had allegedly turned violent. Demonstrations of solidarity with besieged Gaza drew thousands more in Hong Kong, London, Belgium, Toronto and Ottawa in Canada, Australia, the United States, and elsewhere. Counter-protests were held in some cities by Israeli supporters. Over 1,000 Palestinians have been killed so far in Gaza by Israeli forces. Most are believed to be civilians by Gaza's health authority. 43 Israeli soldiers have been killed during the attack on Gaza, while 2 Israeli civilians and a Thai worker have also been killed by rocket and mortar strikes from Gaza.
Syrian government forces say they have retaken a gas field in Homs province after human rights groups reported fierce fighting in the area on Saturday. The Al-Shar gas field has been held by the Islamic State, a militant organization which has seized vast swaths of Syria and neighboring Iraq. The army now says it's clearing the area of landmines and improvised explosive devices left behind at the Al-Shar site by the militants.
Authorities in the Chinese province of Inner Mongolia have warned that water shortages could affect tens of thousands of people. For months, the province has been affected by a drought heralded as the worst in recent years. According to provincial authorities, the drought has already caused millions of dollars of damage, hitting farmers hardest. In the coming days, temperatures are expected to soar above 30 degrees Celsius in some parts of the province.
It would have been hard to imagine 35 years ago, when most of this region was under the shackles of brutal military dictatorships, that women such as Cristina Fernandez in Argentina, Dilma Rousseff in Brazil, and Michelle Bachelet in Chile would become president of their respective nations. All across Latin America, Argentina included, women are making all sorts of social work in the construction towards a more just society.
Si bien hemos avanzado un montón de pasos.
While we have made a lot of steps forward and we've had a lot of achievements regarding women's rights, there is still a long way to go. Because nowadays, even though we have a president who is a woman, the issue of, oh, but she is a woman, and the misogyny and all those types of things make it very complicated to be inside politics being a woman.
Estar dentro de la política siendo mujer.
Getting involved in politics may be difficult for a woman, But that doesn't stop these women and countless more across Latin America to stand up and fight for the ideals they believe in, giving the struggle for social justice values that many times only a woman can give.
Entre mujeres capaz.
Between women, we talk about certain subjects and tell each other things that perhaps with men we wouldn't do so.
No lo pueden hablar.
These women continue on with the legacy of women such as Rigoberta Menchú, Violeta Parra, Evita, who have left such an important mark in the struggle of the people of Latin America. From Buenos Aires, Lionel Poblete Coduti, Telesur.
A new initiative by the Bolivian government's Ministry of Land and Rural Development is seeking to incentivize community-led development ventures. The Accesos program rewards creative development and planning projects with direct cash grants to the community. In the town of Sica, more than 500,000 Bolivianos, roughly $72,000, was rewarded to a number of communities who gathered to present their projects and to participate in the ceremony attended by the Vice Minister of Land and Rural Development, Victor Hugo Vázquez Mamani.
The state is now able to transfer economic resources to privately organized communities. This has marked an important shift in rural development because the communities have been able to administer the resources in a transparent and flexible manner. This has directly benefited families.
The Accesos program started a year ago, targeting both economically and environmentally sustainable community projects in some of Bolivia's poorest municipalities. An emphasis is placed on youth and women-led initiatives. The program is the first major state project in Bolivia seeking to reverse migration from rural provinces to urban centers across the country.
Ha habido años, ha habido muchas migraciones.
In many communities, only the elderly have stayed. The youth all left because there is no work. Now at the Accesos program, there will be jobs. We want to start a community business.
Como nosotros estamos pensando tener, hacer represa.
Accesos also offers economic incentives, encouraging both individual and group-based money saving with banks in order to promote formal economic inclusion among rural communities. The project has been given a budget of $45 million over the span of 5 years as part of the government's push to develop rural communities across Bolivia. Reporting from Sica, this is David Doherty with Telesur.
Facts that have marked the course of history. Productions designed in the English language and made for the English-speaking world. This is Documentary. Watch it on telesur.net/English. Telesur, wherever the news, you'll be there.